Hey guys, welcome to episode 26 of the Go to Game show. This is where Jack and I catch up every week. It's well, normally every week. It's been a few
Mm.
weeks, Jack.
Hmm.
Yeah, due to the way we're all living our lives remotely now, this is the only chance Jack and I sort of get to sit down and have a chat for longer than a 5 minute phone call. Um,
Yep.
and it's a genuine catch up. It's not a work conversation like
Yeah.
it normally would be. And we're joined every week by one of our friends. And this week we've got Anna here.
Yeah. Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, not a problem. And yeah, every week we talk about the news and we have a bit of a chat to who our guest is. And we usually start things off by talking about what our week's been like. But I think this time, Jack, because it's been a
Mm.
while, what's changed in your life and what have you been up to in the last month? Because it's been about that.
It has been that, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I guess like work wise, it's been pretty crazy. I think the last episode maybe I spoke about how my role changed, doing
I
a
was
lot more
just
web.
going to say that we can probably start talking now that about how you've shifted within our company into a new
Mm.
role and you're almost a boss man sort of person now.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not really. Not really at all.
But
Not at all. But
well,
yeah,
you're
so
you're 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 in charge of a lot of projects.
yes, that's yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's why this show's been a little bit delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think cuz yeah, we've both had sort of schedules not lining up properly, and we both had a lot going on. But yeah, so I've moved less on the Go to Game side now. I'm back on the Digivisor side, which is our parent company, and
Yeah.
into the web development team. So I've been building a lot of websites and helping manage the web dev team, which has
Yeah.
been pretty wild.
Which I,
So
I find this really awesome that this is where you've ended up because let's say December last year, right? Which
mm,
is arguably when we was last doing this show properly was the end of last year. If I had asked you anything about HTML or CSS or server stuff or anything, you would have been like, I have no idea what you're talking about, Fred. This is a
yeah,
foreign
nothing.
language.
The only like tiny bit of WordPress I've done is like jump in the back of Go to Game to help upload a blog or something, and that
Yeah,
was it. Like literally nothing. And now, yeah, I think since November last year, I've helped build I think 11 websites now,
yeah,
which has been
Wow.
pretty insane. Yeah, so a few of those have been sort of by myself, which is cool. Then a few of the other ones we've had the greater team sort of jumping in and out. So yeah, it's been
yeah.
wild. We've got web maintenance now and all this crazy stuff. So we got plenty more coming as well, which has been insane. Yeah, that's work. Work's been insane. And then streaming wise, gaming wise, which is I guess why we have Anna on today is literally NoPixel, which I know I've talked about pretty predominantly since the start of the show, which is Grand Theft Auto Roleplay. New server, I guess fresh restart for everybody, which has been insane. So that's literally all I've streamed. I have not played another game, and I think I've had 1 or 2 nights off since that launched 6 weeks ago now, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So yeah, I've just been playing that. So
yeah,
just my second life in
yeah.
this
Wow.
world.
So
It's been good.
in the last month, I think work wise, it's been absolutely insane.
Mm.
Just because it's always the start of the year in this business is always crazy because different clients around the world have different starts of financial years. So you're negotiating new contracts, you're reaching out to people that you were talking to last financial year or throughout the last year that were like, yeah, get back in touch with me, next year when our new financial year takes over and things like that. So it's been this weird sort of hustle the last month of um, putting pieces back together at the start of the year. And yeah, it's been crazy. It's been absolutely insane. But what has been cool, Jack, is over the last 2 weeks, I've spent a lot more time meeting people in person again.
Mm. I saw
So
that.
actually going into the city and sitting down and having a coffee and talking to people, and it's really funny because by the
Weird.
time I get home at the end of the day, I'm knackered because, and I think it's not so much because of the work I'm doing, but I think I'm overstimulated because I've spent a year not talking to people in real life, and then all of a sudden you go into the city and there's like you go into a room and there's 30 people and you're talking to people in real life, and you get home and you're just like, God, that was draining.
Yeah.
Like had too much to look and see.
Mm. We used to do it
Um,
every day too, which is crazy. Because
right?
I've been to the office a few times, and even last week, like I went from my 4 monitors at home, my gaming setup, to a
Yeah,
laptop screen. I'm like,
I did.
bro,
I've had to
how
do the
are
same thing.
people actually productive with this single laptop?
Yeah, I've had to do the
Actually,
same thing when I've gone
I
in.
cannot get it. I don't understand.
Yeah, when I have gone into the office, I've been working on a laptop, and I've had exactly the same issue of I
Yeah,
can't do this. Like,
no,
how do
it's
you work
weird.
on two documents on the same screen? It's
Unproductively.
yeah. I completely forgot how to use my hotkeys for tabbing and stuff because I just don't do it anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Gaming wise, I think on our last show, I talked about how I was had been actually no late last year. I was talking about how I was rebuilding this arcade machine behind me.
Mm.
But in the last month, I've built from scratch you probably see it if you're on the video. I've built a pinball table.
Oh,
Yeah.
crazy.
A
God
virtual
damn.
pinball table. And literally pulled that into the house from the shed this week because it's like 90% complete. The only thing
Yeah.
I've got to do is, you know, when you look at a pinball table, you've got the back bit, which is like the light up back box, and it's got the
Oh,
display.
it's got the name on it and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. That's the only thing I've got left to build. So
Yeah,
I'll
right.
probably be working on that this weekend. But that's been an awesome experience because I built the entire thing out of shit that I found on the side of the road.
That's
So it's
awesome.
like a bit of perspex I found on the side of the road for the glass on top, and an old TV that I've used as the
Wow.
playfield, and
It's an upcycled pinball table.
it's totally all upcycled. And
Yeah,
like,
I've never heard about that before. Like,
yeah,
that's so creative.
even the buttons and stuff were made out of an old USB Windows USB arcade stick that I found. So
That's
yeah,
sick.
it's been an experience. It's been really cool. I've been posting it online, photos of my progress with it, and I've actually had people DM me saying, if I paid you, could you build me one of those? So could have a good little side hustle there.
There you go. The weekend job.
Yeah.
Building pinball tables.
What about yourself, Anna? What's new in your life in the last month or so?
My life has been nothing but taking care of my little Jack
Yeah.
and NoPixel. I'll call him Little Jack just so we don't confuse him with you,
Yeah.
Jack.
So thanks for looking after me, Mum. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
That's mad.
NoPixel is ruling our lives as well as parenthood.
Yeah.
Yep.
And on parenthood, you were saying just before we came on that you've been struggling with the flu and whatnot as well.
Yeah, yeah. Just this is my third cold that I've had since Jack went to daycare 2.5 months ago.
Yeah.
So it's just and before that we were just inside all the time, so nothing.
Yeah, well,
like,
that's what
nothing.
we were literally just sharing before we came on.
Yeah.
That like I haven't been sick in an entire year, and it's funny how is it a coincidence that I haven't been around people and I haven't gotten sick?
Well, that's what I
No.
read on the news all the time.
No,
Like
No,
there's
it's
no
not.
flu anymore.
Yeah, there
Nobody
is no
gets the
flu.
flu.
I mean,
Yeah.
if there was one good thing to come out of this, and I hope that we as a species can sort of pick this up, is wearing masks and
Mm.
a
Yeah,
bit
that
of
should be
social
more normal.
distancing
Washing
should
your
be more normal.
hands.
Yeah. Being a clean cunt and
Yeah. The amount of
Yeah.
people that are like, I feel like are genuinely stressed. They have to like wash their hands and use sanitizer. I'm like,
Yeah.
what if? How do you live? I don't know. It's crazy.
Well, look, I can remember. This is. I just want to quickly get it before we go into chatting to Anna about it. Is I can remember there being like this. It must have been a fallacy, but everybody talked about how overusing sanitizer was not good for you.
Mm,
But
never heard
and it
that.
was for years. People talked about it for ages. Like you shouldn't use too much. You don't get antibodies and all sort of thing.
Yeah, or you kill the good germs.
Yeah. But I mean, look, if this
Yeah.
last
Yeah,
year has
right.
proven anything, that's bullshit, right?
Yeah.
I'd say
Who
so.
knows? Might be
Yeah,
side
cool.
effects soon. Big conspiracy there. That's a good one.
But moving along.
But I just want to talk about NoPixel. It is literally consumed my life. It's been so sick. Like, it's I think like a few people that probably watch the show probably know quite a lot about it because every time we did this every week, it's like, what have you been doing? And I'm like, just GTA roleplay. That's literally the only game that I play.
That and anytime Jack is put in charge of making sure of this week's guest, it's always a NoPixel guest.
Everyone I can think of.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
go
there's
down
so
the-
many to pick from these days.
Yeah. I think I got to branch out because I feel like I've got to like try and keep it in Australia a little bit. I don't think we've had. It's kind of been mainly ANZ people that we've had, but I think I might start reaching out to a few others around that I know will like probably be good on the show and keen. And I think the hardest thing about it is most of the role players I don't use a webcam, so
Yeah.
I think that's probably the hardest thing because like this is a little bit different. You know, we like to have the webcam. I don't know how it'd go without someone with a webcam. I don't think we'd really mind, but yeah.
Do you think not having a webcam actually makes it a bit more? Because I mean, normally our advice to streamers is always, you know, make sure you've got a webcam, people can connect with you better and stuff like that. But I think that rule's sort of a bit different when it comes to RP because you're wanting to be a bit more immersed in what they're doing. So
I think
it's changed a lot in general in Twitch. There are some of the biggest streamers you don't know what to look like Corpse Husband. Like, you know, when he goes live, he gets hundreds of thousands of viewers.
I think
it's very different
Corpse, though, is
because he's moved across, but
he's also managed to get across his personality vocally, which a lot of people can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like honestly,
most other entertainers.
The way I look at Twitch now, if someone was like, "How do I get big on Twitch?" I literally be like, "Just try it." Like, there's no formula anymore. I feel like there is no formula. You could stream like me for 10 years and not really have that big of a channel, or you could stream like some people for 2 months and be some of the biggest streamers on Twitch and have 20,000 subs. You know,
there are still best practice, but that still those best practice, but that best practice still doesn't work for everybody.
No.
So
yeah, it's good audio. Have good audio and then send it. That's it. That's my advice.
Yeah, decent internet connection so you're not streaming at a 28-bit rate or something.
Yeah, decent internet, good audio, and just go for your life.
Yeah,
and see what happens. That's the advice I've got. But with 3.0, the change from 2.0 to 3 has been massive for a lot of people. But that's why I was really excited to have you on because, you know, I guess maybe explain a little bit more about yourself, what your involvement is.
I want to know how you guys got into doing this as well.
Yeah. Like, give us a little bit of the back. I know the backstory is probably massive, but is there a TLDR?
Give us the too long.
I can start with the backstory. So NoPixel has existed for pretty much 5 years now. It started out as a Arma 3 roleplay community.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then it branched over to GTA. And it was started by Coil, Mitch, my partner, and Hon, who is one of the managers in the community, and 2 others that are not involved anymore, I believe. And it really just started because Mitch was involved in a different roleplay community on Arma 3, and he was doing a bit of the coding there, and he didn't like how that community was managed, and he was pretty much doing all of the work by himself. So he just decided with a couple of people to just say, you know, F you to that community and start their own community, basically. Yep. And he coded an entire map in Arma 3 for NoPixel and with like all the mechanics and stuff. And that was a pretty well-regarded server for Arma, like in terms of Arma 3 roleplay quality. So back then there was already a little bit of a roleplay boom on Twitch, but in Arma 3, like a couple of bigger streamers played on there, and then it sort of died down a little bit. And I got involved during the Arma 3 days because I started playing on NoPixel, and that's how I met Mitch, by playing with him on.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
This is quite like, this is a funny story by itself already, because I actually didn't know who he was. I started playing the Arma 3 server just because I had a gaming buddy who was like, oh, you should try this out. So I knew nothing about it and started playing. And then I was in EMS, so I drove the ambulance around. Mitch was playing his Francis character. Like you know, yeah,
No way.
like Jack
Well,
knows,
on
but I
Armor.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you know that character fit.
No, but I've learned
Fuck.
everything I know about RP. I've learned off Jack, and most of it's been
Yeah,
on the show. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So the Francis is like just like a silly dumbass cop, basically.
oh,
Yeah.
cool.
And
Bro, I'll have to
we,
get some clips. It's funny as shit.
yeah, yeah, we actually met in game because I was playing with a friend of mine, and we had a medical checkpoint set up, and then Mitch drove past in his cop car in his Francis character, and then my gaming buddy who just wanted to embarrass me said, "Hey, she'll do a prostate exam." And so
No way.
I role played doing a prostate exam with Francis, and then we started playing together in the game, and we actually started dating in the game.
No
And
So were
way.
you living here in Australia when all this happened?
no, in the Netherlands.
Okay.
So, and I didn't know who. I only knew Francis, the character. I didn't know Mitch. And then
Yeah.
people told me, "Oh, this is the server owner, and he's Coil on Twitch." So I just thought, okay, I'll check out who this guy is. And then I heard him talking, and I thought, okay, sounds like he sounds like a cool guy. And I reached out to him via Twitch. I just sent him a message saying, "Oh, hey, it's me.
Hey,
We
you
play
slid
together."
into those DMs, eh?
Yeah, exactly. And it's been so fun, and that's really how we got to know each other.
So my next question, Jack,
That
is
is
have you found love on NoPixel?
all the time. All of them. All the blokes, all the Sheilas. Yep. Maybe one day.
Yeah, there's actually quite a few relationships that have sprung up from NoPixel.
Oh, that's
Mm.
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Some of them are engaged and married and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. Really
Yeah.
cool.
And you
That
guys
is
got
so
you guys
funny.
have got a child now.
yeah, we've got a baby. Yeah, moved
Yeah.
to Australia from the Netherlands, had a child.
Yeah.
All
Named their
because of
kid after
roleplay.
me, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's exciting.
yeah,
Well,
yes,
I actually didn't know that. I had no idea. I
yeah.
knew a lot of that started at Armor, but yeah,
Mm,
that
That's
is
awesome.
so cool.
yeah,
That's really funny.
yeah.
So
So
when it comes to NoPixel, you're quite involved in it. What's your main role in?
yeah, I
Yeah.
am now, but I don't really want to say I do a lot. So I have a I have a manager role in the community, but there's so many people. We have so many people on the staff team and developers that do so much work,
Mm.
like directly with like speaking with the community members and helping out with rule breaks and all that stuff. And I guess with me, I help a lot. Like I help Mitch out a lot with like the business, the backside of things, like with all the just like the finances and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and also a bit with direction, like management direction and NoPixel, and providing my opinion on what I think should be done or should not be done,
Yeah.
and those kind of things.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I
So
see a lot of what goes on, but I'm not always involved with everything because I also take care of my Jack all the time.
yeah. So what's the biggest difference between like development on something like NoPixel and development in the video game space? Like, what is there many crossovers there? Is there a big difference between taking somebody because you're taking someone's existing IP,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference between the two sides?
So we've got a huge, massive AAA game as a basis,
Yeah.
which is such an advantage because GTA is just an amazing game.
Yes.
Um,
Well, arguably the most successful game ever
yeah,
made, right?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. So I think that really really helps. Just that thing, and then there's we're not an official game company because we are using somebody else's IP. So everybody that's a developer is a volunteer.
Yep.
So they volunteer their time, and a lot of them work on it a lot. Like they all have jobs and
Mm.
lives, or they go to university or whatever, and they still devote so much of their free time to working on NoPixel. It's grown a lot. So when NoPixel changed over to GTA from Arma, it was just Mitch doing the coding.
Yeah.
And there were two others, I believe, that were helping as well, but they weren't putting as much time in as he was. He was just basically doing 14-hour days every day, just coding.
Yeah.
And which was driving me crazy because it's not fun to live with somebody like that.
Totally.
Yeah, but he has devoted so much time on the coding side in the beginning, and as NoPixel grew and became more popular, there were a lot of people that were really passionate about it as well, that wanted to help out. So
Mm.
the development team grew. I don't even know how many we have now. There's lots of, let me see, there's like a core team of devs, and then we have a lot of people that contribute. So there's a lot of 3D contributors, there's a lot of people that do like artwork or graphic design type things that contribute.
That was
Or
the coolest part of 3.0 that I noticed, that there were a lot of building remodels and insides of buildings redone, the outsides of buildings redone. And then I was like, oh, who did that? Who did this? And then there was just like
yeah
a few random Twitch channels that got put in. They were like, this is the guy that contributed. Like, there's so many people that just got involved that like knew how to build the inside and went,
yeah
I built this, here you go. And then they just put it in
yeah
and it worked. It's insane. Like the inside of
yeah
Haze, where like one of my characters works, the inside of that is
hmm
insane. Like that
yeah
is so cool.
yeah there's a couple of really talented guys
Mm.
that build all these buildings, but that
Yep.
that also, so what you need to have is, if you want to build a successful mod, is everybody really needs to work together, because there's a lot of things that you can do wrong that will impact the performance of it, and you're sort of trying to build something on top of something else, so it's really easy to mess it up.
Can't imagine.
And yeah, and the team right now works really really well together, and they're all very very knowledgeable, and really very, they're all just there to make NoPixel great, and they're not there for selfish reasons, which is pretty amazing considering how much time they put into it. And not everybody streams it well, so some of the devs stream, so because they stream, they get some reward through streaming, where people donate to them and stuff, but not all of them do. So it's very very selfless work.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
people that are there purely for the passion of it.
Yeah. Oh, everybody is there for the passion of it, and some benefit from it more than others because they stream. Which is a bit unfair, but we try to help them out every now and again too.
Because I guess that's the thing. Like, NoPixel is such a force across any streaming platform you go to. So if you had NoPixel Dev in your title, like, you're almost guaranteed to get a decent amount of viewers, because people are genuinely excited and keen to see what you're doing, how you do it, what's coming up. They might be watching to try and get a few hints about what's coming up, so they can like watch their favorite streamer figure some cool stuff out that's coming. Because I watch DW every now and then with his like Dean character with the casino stuff, and he's just like a really cool dude. He's an engineer in the day, which I found out the other day watching him, and then he just does like whatever he does, development stuff. And he's just like real chill, real cool, doesn't do anything crazy in roleplay, just hangs out. But the other day you had like 5,000 viewers and was getting like hundreds of subs, and he was just like, bro, I'm literally standing in the courtroom, like not even doing anything, like go and watch someone else. So yeah, it's cool. It's really cool to see. But he even said the same thing, because everyone's like, oh, there's all the other devs stream, and he's like, hardly anyone does. He's like, hardly any of them even play on the server. They just help build the community up so that everyone else can enjoy, because they just enjoy what they do. Like, they don't even want to play. They just want to watch other people play.
Yeah, they're really. We've got a really
cool
group of really amazing guys right now, and
yeah,
the danger is with communities like this, and I think if you look at other roleplay communities that have been popular in the past, is that there's always things that go wrong on the dev side, for example, where people get a little power hungry or want more attention
I think
and start doing things for the wrong reasons.
I think that sort of goes for any community, though.
Yeah,
Like
it definitely does.
the moment any community gets big, you start to get a bit of animosity or people just wanting to go off and do their own thing because they've seen success for someone else or with someone else, and they sort of want to take that and own it for themselves. So I think it's awesome that you guys have managed to pull this off and not have any major public dramas about it, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah,
Touch
that
wood.
there's been like very small things, I guess, every now and
You're
again, but
always going
everybody's
to have that.
yeah,
Yeah.
everybody sort of has the same mindset now, which makes it really easy. And I think we're all very aware of those type of things
Yeah.
that can go wrong that we don't want.
I mean, look, Jack and I, for a living, work with different communities, and we've seen communities grow, and then those same communities crumble within
Yeah.
a year because you get issues. But then you also see smaller communities that just manage to thrive and just grow and become awesome. So it's awesome. I did have a question when it came to the dev side of things.
Yeah.
How do you guys decide what's going to be an incremental sort of update where you're just going to include this new thing as a patch update or something like that? And how do you decide we're going to hold on to that for 3.0?
I think it just sort of naturally happened. Like I feel like right now there's a lot more knowledge on how we can do things than we had before. So, for example, when NoPixel GTA was first created, it was a really bare bones server. And there was another server at the time who was more popular on Twitch. And I think Mitch sort of got inspired by, the possibilities that NoPixel could have. And that sort of turned into him creating NoPixel 2.0 pretty much by himself. When that was created, there were some content updates every now and again, but eventually you sort of get into this state where you just play and, you don't want to code or take a break from coding, basically, because he was just doing nothing but coding. Eventually, there was a lot of work behind the scenes being done on performance type things. And I think I don't have a background in that stuff, so this is like really my
observational.
This is what I observed. So I think they started working on a lot of the performance things and understanding how this framework works and how they can add things to the server more easily, and where it would perform better in the server, where you wouldn't have as many crashes, or the FPS wouldn't drop too much, that sort of thing. And I think that once that started growing, that's when the idea for NoPixel 3.0 started, because eventually people role play, but eventually they're going to need new things to be inspired and keep that creativity going, because there's a lot of people that have been playing for years now, and they need a couple of new things every now and again to keep that creativity going. So the NoPixel 3.0, I guess, started somewhere mid or beginning of last year, I would say, even. And it just started slowly, and as more people started working on it, it started growing and growing and growing. And there wasn't really like a plan per se, I guess, which you normally would have if you create an actual game. But just things that get worked on, and then new ideas get introduced, and it gets added to the update. And there's so many things that are still not released yet that are still being worked on, so there's still a lot more to come. So I don't know if I think the idea right now is to have some more continuous updates instead of just months and months of nothing and then a huge one.
So do you guys have a relationship at all with Rockstar? And if you do, what does that look like?
No, nothing.
So they've never been in touch at all?
No, we've actually reached out once, and we haven't gotten anything back. So
I mean, that's going to be a good thing to a certain degree, where you're modifying their game and stuff like that.
I think it is like I think the silence is probably a very good thing, because the reality is we're using their game and we need to treat it respectfully, and there are very, very few guidelines on what we're allowed to do from Rockstar. So we try to be very respectful with it, but I think publicly Rockstar can't really give us the thumbs up or something like that,
Oh,
because
I would
yeah,
imagine that. Yeah, they wouldn't be
yeah,
there saying, "Yeah, this is our. These are officially our friends over at
yeah,
NoPixel."
yeah,
But yeah, no, it was just something I'd been curious about because I mean, like I said, there's other role play communities with other games and things like
yeah.
that, and you just don't really hear the conversations being had about whether or not the IP holders
Hmm.
even have conversations. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No, for us it's nothing. Like maybe some other games where there's an active modding community, maybe they have actual communication, but with Rockstar
yeah.
there's
'Cause I
nothing.
mean, I know Bethesda are actively involved in the mod scene for their games.
Hmm.
Like they put frameworks in place for people to be able to distribute their
Yeah,
mods within the game and things like that. So, yeah, two completely different stories,
yeah,
obviously.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's cool though, because I guess it is one of those things. It's you're either hear back from them and they say no, not anymore,
yeah,
or you just don't hear back and you just keep
mhm,
going.
yeah,
I guess it's one of those things. Um, I guess that's yeah, I guess some good information on people that have heard me talk about it for a while and now they
yeah.
know where it started, how it started, how everything happens. So how has everything been for you guys and the mod team, and how do you genuinely feel about 3.0 in general? Like positive, negative, like is it
mhm.
all gone well or what it
Yeah, I think from like the community and the game aspect of it, it has gone so well. Like I
Mm,
think better than what anybody was really expecting. There's been so much positive attention for the new update. So many people want to try it. Like there's still so many
mm,
new people reaching out that want to, jump in and have a go. And that's been really, really positive. And the feedback from the community itself has been really, really positive. There's always a big negative, I guess, as well for us personally on this type of thing, because the more attention you get, the more haters you get. So it's
yeah,
just, yeah, I think especially we're almost everybody is still doing this. They're volunteering their time for this. They're not,
Yeah.
employees of NoPixel or anything. And there's
yeah,
so much. Every time there's drama, even if it's just something super small, like a streamer does something that's not allowed or something like that,
yeah,
we
yeah,
get like hate mails, death threats, all that type of stuff.
yeah,
People
Just
call,
be cool, guys.
yeah, it's just a game.
Man.
Yeah, like a lot of people are very negative towards Mitch now, and they didn't used to be 2 years ago. But there's sort of this, I don't know, idea that he's a huge sellout now and he only does it for the money and all that stuff. But the reality is, like, one of the major reasons, or maybe the one reason why we do this, is there's so many streamers now that rely on NoPixel,
Mm.
and we put
oh
in
yeah,
all this work, so there's a platform for streamers, to thrive on Twitch basically, or any other streaming platform. So we don't really do this for ourselves. We, of course, we benefit from it, but it's mostly, for the community, I would say.
So
mm,
what's that journey been like for you guys? Where it was started up as just something fun for Mitch to do because he wanted a cool role
Yeah,
play platform to share with his friends and whatnot, to becoming arguably the most sought after role play server that people like. There are famous people wanting to play on the server, like
yeah,
Twitch streamers and musicians and celebrities, and all wanting to be involved, right?
mm,
yeah.
What's that like going from this to that?
It's pretty crazy. We So in beginning of 2019, we moved to Australia, and Mitch came back to Australia. He lived with me in the Netherlands for a year, and around that time, we were sort of talking about, how long do we want to do this. Mitch was thinking about actually quitting streaming,
Yep.
because
oh wow,
he wasn't doing bad on Twitch at all, but he had like 400 viewers or something,
I
which is
think
pretty.
I think almost every streamer has that moment though, right?
Yeah, and we 3 days before we moved to Australia, we found out I was pregnant. So there was a sort of a huge,
That's a whole new pressure.
yeah, very stressful because the timing wasn't exactly convenient. I gave up my career, came to a new country, was pregnant, and was very sick. So I didn't really know what I was going to do within those first couple of months. And then suddenly it just blew up, and so many people wanted to play, and everybody that streamed on NoPixel just started growing like to huge, insane numbers, Mitch included, and it just changed so much for us. Like we were looking to buy a house. Like we had some money saved up, but because it blew up, it definitely made it so much easier for us to buy a house, to buy a car, get set up for the baby that was on the way. And it just changed from me thinking like, oh, I need to go find a job, to me helping out with NoPixel
Yeah.
and Mitch's Twitch channel as a job.
Yeah.
So it's just, it changed our lives completely.
It's going to be amazing one day for you to be able to take your kid and go, see these idiots on Twitch here? See this video of this bald guy with massive ears? They helped raise you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's
True.
gonna be a really crazy story when I have to explain
Yeah.
to him how we met.
True. Very
Yeah.
true.
Well, this has
That's
been
gonna be
awesome
amazing.
getting to know you and how the entire thing sort of came to be. Especially hearing you and Mitch's story as well. I don't think
Yeah.
We'll have to get Mitch on one time if he's all right with that.
You're gonna have to do some convincing because he doesn't really do stuff like this.
We don't have
Especially
to
with-
have the webcam.
Yeah,
that's-
I mean, I don't really get why he doesn't want to do the webcam, because I think actually if he were to do webcam while he's streaming, it would be so funny because
Hey, are you saying
Oh,
Mitch is a good looking
100%.
dude, is he?
I think he's really good looking,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah,
But
I reckon
he's
he's
also,
pretty hot.
yeah, he is. And also it's really funny because when he role plays, he gets really into it. So there's like hand gestures and he makes strange faces and everything like that. So I think I
Yeah.
actually
That'd be hilarious to watch.
Yeah, it would. That's what I keep telling him. Like, it would be so funny to see that. But I think it's for a lot of people that role play, it's really difficult to have that extra thought in your mind, like, oh, what do I look like when I get into the role play? So a lot of people
Yeah.
don't do it, but I think it would be. I
Well,
think it
that's a
would be
lot of
great.
people though. That have started in
Yeah,
RP and not with a webcam. It's very difficult to add it. But the
yeah,
people that have always only used the webcam and they come into RP, they just keep it on. Like
yeah,
it doesn't really matter. So
But in
yeah.
saying that, we've seen the same thing with people who have come from the CS community or the COD community, where they were so intensely concentrating on their game, they didn't want a webcam because they were just going to look. They thought they were going to look boring.
yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
just sitting there.
But in
like
actual
this the
fact,
whole
there
time.
are. But people do love seeing these people doing their
Mhm.
thing. And we've even
The
seen in
reactions.
the last. Yeah. But we've also seen in the last few years the growth of people having cameras on their keyboards and mice and stuff as well. So
True, very true.
yeah,
That's mad. Yeah, we'll convince him. I'll DM him every day on Twitter.
yeah. You
But I
should.
think you probably run his Twitter anyway, so you probably won't even see it.
No, he will. He will.
I'll go to his Twitch every time he goes live. Or come on
Yeah,
my show. I'll
yeah.
probably get banned soon. He'll be like, "Who the fuck is this? Can you just fuck off?"
Nah, he knows who you are.
Hell yeah.
All right.
That'd be
So
fun.
just quickly, we'll go through a few bits and pieces of the news, and we've got a whole heap of news we were going to talk about. But I think there's one that I've just added in there, Jack, that I thought we
NoPixel
totally
is live.
dropped the ball and not having on our news.
Oh, true.
Yeah. So the
PAX.
big news that came out last week, PAX 2021 has been announced. We're getting a IRL event this year. We're all going to be able to be in the same room as each other, possibly, hopefully, as long as everything goes to plan. In Melbourne again, of course, at the convention centre. So how do we all feel about the announcement of PAX coming back?
I'm keen. And Anna and Mitch are coming because I've been asked a lot about if you guys are coming down.
Yeah.
We fully randomly.
I would really want to come.
Conversations with people on NoPixel.
Oh, really?
They're like, how do we get him here? I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't know. Not up to me.
Actually,
You know what we need to do?
Before-
We need to see if we can do something at PAX with NoPixel and some other brands. That'd be amazing.
I've heard some people talk about this, that they're
Yeah.
keen to do something like that. I think I would be personally, I'm gonna be there.
I get the feeling that Jack's going to censor what I just said the moment this goes out.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
I'm gonna edit that out. No, I don't think we should, because I was gonna put Anna on the spot, and I was like, oh, maybe I should. But I've been hit up a few times because of what we've done in the past with panels and packs, and people don't want to do for a job, and they were like, NoPixel packs panel. I don't know. I think it'd be sick, and I think it'd be very possible.
Be great, but I'm not the same as Mitch. I think he would definitely be keen to go to PAX. I'm not sure if I could convince him to, go sit on a panel. That needs to be a group effort. Like, I need a lot more people try to convince him, because if it's just me, then it's not going to work.
What if we pay him somehow? Probably not.
I don't know.
I was like, damn it, how do we get him across the line?
I did see how excited you were with the announcement, Jack. I mean, you would have seen mine as well. Like, I'm just totally excited just to see our friends again.
Yeah. PAX is like hands down like my favorite weekend of the year. Besides Christmas with my family, PAX is one of my favorites.
It's like I've always said weekend. It's like the family reunion of the gaming community every year, where we get to see everybody we talk to online and the people we play games with, and even some of the people we work with that we only ever talk to online or whatever, and we do work with them all year. That's where we get to hang out with them and talk to them and get a beer with them even after hours and things like that. So,
I don't sleep, like, you know me, I don't drink or smoke or do anything like that, but I'm the one that like sleeps the least. I'm like out all night, wake up early, go work all day. Like, I'm like, I don't care.
It's the one event every year that I have to give Jack a day off the next day because he's just wrecked.
Yeah. I love it.
That sounds awesome.
Get a tattoo on the Monday, then fly home.
Yeah.
Every year for the last 3 years.
I believe tickets go on sale next week for PAX.
I'm not sure.
I think I saw something the other day that it was the 28th, I believe it is, that tickets are going on sale. We're already having conversations with a few big brands that want us to help them get to PAX this year. So we will definitely be there. And let's be honest, even if we weren't working there, Jack, we would be there. So.
Oh, yeah. I'm going 100% no matter what. I'll be there. And I'll be organising a PAX panel.
Yeah. But what do you think PAX is going to look like this year? Because, I mean, I don't think it's going to be the same.
It's not just going to be a free-for-all. Everybody go do what you want. Go and hug and kiss each other and lick each other's faces. Yeah. That's what it has been every year I've ever gone. Like, I've definitely had my face licked a lot. It's not going to be like that anymore.
But look, I personally think it's probably going to be reduced numbers of how many people are going to be allowed in the building. I think they're going to have a lot more control on even us as suppliers. They'll probably reduce how many of us are allowed in the building at any one time. I think we're not going to see physical queuing being a thing anymore. I think what will end up happening is all that's going to be driven by apps, and it'll just be digital queues. And I think social distancing, there's going to be rules that are going to be put in place at the booths.
Yeah.
That's what I am assuming here.
Because PAX Pox, everyone talks about it. Everyone jokes about PAX Pox.
Been a thing already.
But every year, the week after, not the direct week after, but the second week I'm home, I just almost literally die.
Yeah.
So
that's what I always hear about TwitchCons as well, that everybody's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people and everybody, you're just there, you're having a good time, you're hugging all your mates,
I tell you what, I would not be angry if PAX put a rule in place that says, look, we're going to allow 80% capacity, but everybody needs to wear masks.
Yeah.
Let's put a rule in place. And look,
I'm masking up even if COVID is literally disappeared. Yeah. Everything's back to normal. They say 100% back to normal. Life is normal as it was before COVID. I'm 100% wearing a mask. I don't care.
Totally.
The whole weekend.
Look, all it means is that there's going to be a lot more Scorpion and Sub-Zero cosplayers.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's going to have their masks on. It's going to be good.
How are we going for time? I think there was only one. All right, there's two pieces of news I just wanted to touch on.
Okay.
So, and we'll shoot through these ones pretty quickly. EA Play has been announced as now being available for free for Game Pass on PC, and this is big news because
That's pretty cool.
previously EA Play has been its own subscription service. They announced last year that EA Play was coming to console, which was awesome, and now it's going to be available on PC, which means you get a hell of a lot of extra games as part of that subscription service. And what I think this does is it just makes that Game Pass offering so much more compelling now. Like, if you were going to separate the two consoles without even taking into account the PC side of things, I think Xbox has the edge currently at the moment because of Game Pass, not because of the hardware or the technology in the box. That service is such an affordable way of getting access to, I think it's 60 plus games at any one time.
A lot of games, eh? That is a lot of games.
Yeah, and now you've got those
Too
on
many.
PC as well. So if you've got an Xbox, you can now play those games on your PC as well, which it's amazing. Once upon a time, Xbox Gold was where you got your free games once a month, and I don't think anybody even gives a shit about Gold anymore, right?
No, not for years.
Yeah,
not since I complained once and got 2 free years of membership because they stuffed my order around, double charged me.
And of course, the addition of Bethesda to Team Xbox now. Bethesda is now owned by Xbox, and they added 20 games to Game Pass this week as a part of that.
Yeah, right. So that's pretty cool.
So you've now got Doom, you've got Quake, you've got Fallout 4, you've got Fallout 76, you've got all these games now available for free as part of Game Pass.
That's nuts.
And the other bit of news is related to that. And this one here was one that was announced when we were working directly with Bethesda, Jack, was the game Starfield. So this has been their baby they've been working on in secret for years. They announced it, 3 years ago, I believe it was. It was the first E3 that we were involved with
2018,
Bethesda. And it's finally come out. The news has come out, and this isn't directly from us because we aren't associated with Bethesda directly anymore. So we're not leaking anything. But news has come out that it's looking like Starfield is going to be scheduled for a late 2021 launch, which is this year.
That's crazy.
And this is going to be huge because it's their first new IP in a long time. It's not something that they've purchased from another by acquiring another studio. It's not one of their existing IPs that they've had for years, like Fallout or Elder Scrolls. It's a brand new IP. And it is going to be an open world RPG, and it's just going to be a spacey themed one. And I'm looking forward to it because I love
that. Sounds cool.
I love what Bethesda do with their RPGs. I'm a massive Fallout fan. I've never been a huge Elder Scrolls person, but I love what they do with Elder Scrolls. And being able to take this new IP and sort of explore what they're doing, I think it's going to be awesome.
Gonna be mad.
So
I just like the logo too. I don't know why. The logo's sick.
It's so
the way
simple.
The circle that goes through the L and through the T. I don't know why. It just is cool.
It's such a simple logo. I love it.
Very simple, but it's
so COVID
or
pending...
instead of playing all those games, you can go to NoPixel.net and put your whitelist application through.
You can. And then you can get hooked like Jack and play nothing else.
I've got to do my sellout for NoPixel, okay? I had to.
And he does do his sellout for NoPixel every week.
All right.
Literally the start of the show every week is, Jack, what have you been playing this week?
NoPixel.
Yeah.
It does get very addictive. Like I don't play anymore, but when I played, it's just you just want to do nothing else pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, so
play, man. Take some days off work and play through the NA time. Do some wild shit. That's the dream.
All right, so winding up the show, what are we all looking forward to coming up? What do you got coming up, Anna?
Oh, nothing special really. We just want to keep the momentum going with NoPixel, and hopefully everybody stays happy and and we see lots of new creative things and new people blowing up on Twitch on NoPixel. That's always one of the best things to see, really.
Doc,
Awesome.
I'm next. I'm next in line.
Yeah, I hope so. I don't see why not. The only problem is the time zone, I guess, you play in.
Yeah, she's a bit slow.
Yeah.
Slow compared to the rest, but
Yeah.
we got some big plans. We'll see what we can do.
Oh, that's good.
What about yourself, Jack? What do you got coming up? You got a big move coming up.
Mm-hmm. Moving from Sydney.
Yeah.
I haven't even talked about that really. Maybe it's on stream a little bit, but yeah. So I'll be working from home, still doing what I'm doing with GoToGame and Digivisor and everything I'm doing.
So is it counting down to the final days of the shed streams?
Yep, no more shed. Oh,
where are you gonna go?
Suck, but it's gonna be good. Moving back to my hometown, which is cool. Well, near there anyway. So Port Macquarie is where I'm from, which is 5 hours north of Sydney.
Yeah.
We
got some family there.
Oh, really? That's cool. That's mad. Yeah, but we're moving. We're moving near there, near one of the towns near there. So, yeah, near my sister. I'll be 2 streets from my little nephews and my sister and brother-in-law.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, mum's up there, dad's up there, so it's gonna be good. So
see, and now I've got a reason to drive up there because I've got someone to actually visit up there. So
yeah, exactly.
I've never been that far north. So
yeah, right.
Oh, really?
It's a good spot.
Even I've been that far north, and I've been here for 2 years.
See, I've been here for 5 years, and I think the furthest north I've been is the Northern Beaches.
Oh my god!
I think for me it's like Surfers Paradise. I think is the furthest north I've been.
Yeah,
good spot though.
Yeah.
So what about you, Fit? Building more machines, arcade things?
Yeah, well, look, like I said, I'm hoping to finish my pinball machine this weekend. A lot of work coming up. Like I said, I've actually got a meeting with PAX on Monday, so some exciting things happening there.
Ask about a panel slot for me, please.
Well, it's actually already on the agenda as panels, so
good.
So yeah, we had heaps of work stuff coming up. Life-wise, I need to get my ass into gear and start playing some games for fun again. I actually downloaded Doom 64 the other day.
Hell yeah!
Because I haven't played that in years, so I might give that a go. But the other thing that I did a trial stream the other day, and it was completely shit, but it was just to see if the technology worked. But I figured out how to stream from the pinball machine.
Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
Okay,
so
that's
I'm
cool.
considering doing streams from the pinball machine and from the arcade machines. I've figured out how to stream from those two. So
that's sick.
Thinking about doing a bit of a retro stream and seeing how that goes, but we'll see. No promises there, right? I think every time I've said, I'm going to start streaming, I last for about 2 weeks, and then
What about NoPixel? Going to try it out?
I probably should give it a go.
Yeah.
I was massively addicted to GTA Online for years, but that was years ago, right? It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny to say it was one game.
It's like 10 years old or something now.
Yeah. But yeah, it used to be my go-to every Friday night. I sat there with the boys and played that for hours on end. So I mean, and we used to muck around and almost role play already. So
yeah,
we'd spend 90% of our time pissing around, not actually doing missions or anything. So yeah, I should give it a go. It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
But yeah, so it's got to that part of the show anyway. Thank you so much for joining us, Anna.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Where can people find you guys online? Where can people find you online? Your chance to plug everything you need to plug.
NoPixel you can find on nopixel.net, or go to Twitch and type in NoPixel. You'll find somebody that streams in there. A lot of people. Myself, I'm not that interesting online, but if you want to see a cool streamer, then you can go to my partner Mitch. His name is Coil on Twitch. Coil with a K.
It'll be all in the description too.
Yeah.
I'll put it
I think this description for this show is going to have a heap of links in it.
Nah.
Yeah, you're not selling out to NoPixel that hard.
No, we will. Just NoPixel once. In Coil.
And of course, you can follow Jack, myself, and GoToGame. You can follow me online everywhere at FidMcAwesome. You can follow Jack everywhere at Jack Hutto. And with GoToGame, you can find us on Facebook. Just look up goto.game on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter at gotogame, on Instagram, goto.game. And of course, you can find us on our website, www.goto.game. Once again, Anna, thank you so much for joining us, and
Thank you.
hopefully we'll be back next week, Jack.
Yep.
All going to
We'll
plan.
figure it out. We'll sort it out. If
But
not,
thanks for joining
see
us.
us in a couple of weeks.
Subscribe, give us a subscribe, give us likes everywhere, follow us online, and give us your feedback on the show. We love any comments and whatnot. So hit us up.
Wait.
That's us.
Bye.
Bye.